Hey everybody, Josh here, and welcome to the Go Therefore podcast. Today I had the privilege of sitting down with Alethea Hartwell. She's a friend of mine. She's a believer. She is a wife, a mother, a homeschooler, an actress, a writer, a business person, and soon to be a life coach. And we talked about these things. We talked about her faith, and we talked about a accident that almost caused all of these things not to happen. Anyway, it was a great conversation, and I really enjoyed getting to know her a little better, and I hope that you enjoy it as well.
Thank you, Jesus, for this podcast. Please use it to reach somebody lost.
And Jesus came and said to them, "All authority in heaven and on earth has been given to me. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit." Going to be?
That is, it's Southern Fried Nuptials.
Oh, okay. Like a sequel to the...
It's a sequel, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So you should come out and audition.
Yeah, I would like to.
Yeah. So it's basically a sequel to that one. And so it has a lot of the same characters are in it. It's not in the kitchen. The set is going to be in the living room of the same house.
That would be pretty fun.
Yeah.
And usually, and I feel bad because from time to time somebody will hit me up like, "Hey, we need guys."
Right.
Like, man, I'm
but you're busy.
Right?
I get it.
But I think for that one,
It's hard.
I don't know, I probably figured out that way you could have as many original people.
That would be great. So that's coming. That'll be, my auditions will be like November. I forget the date, but it's November something. So we'll go through the holidays. And I've kind of given extra time because of the holiday weekend and all of that.
Nice. And
So,
is your sister and Will?
I'm hoping that I think Lynetta's on board. She wants to. I haven't talked to Will yet. But that was
like far away.
He's in LA. Have you watched his stuff?
I've seen a couple of things.
Man, I'm like, dude, I just can't wait till he's famous, because then I can be like, I knew him when.
Yeah, I think I still have that DVD from the last one we did.
Yeah, I saw one of his Instagrams. It was so funny because it was like a montage of all this different stuff that he's done.
Right.
And I was like, I saw a clip from RCLT, and I was like, did I see RCLT on there? And he was like, yeah, you did. I was like, that's awesome.
That's right. The lady who played his wife, she went somewhere too, right?
Yeah, she went to Kansas City, or
Oh, yeah. Huh.
I haven't heard from her
Oh.
since, but yeah.
Are they a part of it? Those characters?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, because I mean, his family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And where did the other one go that was working at the rock shop? Did she leave town as well?
Oh, no, she's still here. She's still in town.
Oh, okay.
The one who played the mom?
Yes.
Yeah, no, I don't know that she'll come back, though. She's kind of like,
Yeah.
So we may have to have somebody different for that part. But I'll ask her. I will definitely ask her.
Yeah.
Because, I would like to have as many original.
Yeah, I think.
Because I think it's cool.
Yeah. And then everybody kind of knows the nuances of this one's crazy. And
Right.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a fun play, and it's funny. I think it's just as funny as the other one. I mean, it doesn't have the food fight, so that's whatever.
I'm assuming the person your sister played is getting married.
Yes.
To Will.
She's the one getting married. Her and the Will character, which I forget his name.
Yeah,
I don't know. I haven't looked at it because I was busy directing Jeeves.
Mm-hmm.
And so now that Jeeves is over, I'm like, okay, now we get to concentrate.
How did that go? I saw some of
It went really well.
With the accents and stuff.
It's super funny.
Yeah.
It was such a great play. They did a great job.
That's funny.
So I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, we're talking about the Roswell Community Little Theater. That's where Alethea and I know each other.
That's right.
So if you just turned into this and you're like, what are they even talking about?
What are they talking about?
We're talking about a local theater place.
Yeah.
So,
It's great.
Where did you grow up here in town?
I did. So I grew up in Roswell. My parents moved here actually when I was 5 years old. I was born in Nampa. That's where my parents met in college. And so myself and my brother were both born in Nampa, Idaho. And then they moved here. And my little sister was born here in Roswell.
I see. Did they move here for work, or they just wanted to?
Sort of. Yes and no. Like, so my mom actually is a native New Mexican. She was born in Espanola. She is Hispanic, and she went to Santa Fe High, all of that stuff. So for her, it was kind of coming back home, but it was also, she's a teacher, and she taught in the public school system for 38 years, something like that. She taught school for 40, I want to say it's 43 or 44 years total, but 38 years in the public school, and then the rest was in private school. And so anyways, yeah, so they moved back here because the retirement was better in New Mexico than it was in Idaho. Yeah, so.
That's neat.
Plus, there was family here.
Oh, here in Roswell, or you had to
in New Mexico. In New Mexico, yes. And we had, at the time, her older brother was living here in Roswell as well.
Oh.
And he taught at NIMI.
Okay. Where did she teach mostly in the public?
So in the public school, she first started at Edgewood Elementary, and she taught at El Capitan Elementary, and she taught at Monterey, and she taught at Mountain View.
Oh.
Yeah.
But Edgewood's not even a thing anymore.
Not anymore. No. And I actually went to kindergarten there.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Did you? I know we'll talk later about homeschool and that journey.
Yeah.
But were you a product of that as a kid, or were you public school the entire time?
I was public school all the way through my journey. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So my mom she's a public school teacher all the way through until, I want to say, even until my kids were, young. And she retired. And she took care of my grandmother until she passed away. And then she went back, but she went back to a private school.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
But also in Roswell?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, whenever you were growing up, was I'm sure education was a big part of your life. Was church a big part of your life?
Yeah. We were basically, we went to church every Sunday, every Wednesday. It was a big deal. We were in youth group, all of that stuff. We did summer camps and all kinds of special events and stuff through the church. Yeah, so it was a big deal.
And you're with the Nazarene church.
Nazarene church. Yeah, I grew up Nazarene. My grandfather was a Nazarene pastor.
Oh, was he your pastor?
No, because they lived in Denver at the time when I was growing up. But my dad was a PK. They traveled all over the place. They were in Kansas, in Nebraska, in Colorado. Yeah, so, but that kind of upbringing, just having, like, my grandfather was a minister, so it kind of is a, I don't know, it's a heritage.
Yeah. Did your dad get into ministry, or was he always a contractor?
He did not. He originally went to school, to college. I don't know what his major was, but my dad had a learning disability, and it's one of those things that wasn't really diagnosed at the time because of the time period and all of that. But he struggled in school, and I don't know, that was probably a huge factor in the reason he didn't finish college. He finished high school, but he didn't finish college, and so he ended up working for himself, and he did a lot. He's very smart, but he has like a reading disability, and I think he just struggled, I think, with schooling, and so. Yeah.
Did he do drama and stuff in school, or how did your family end up doing that as a because the whole crew's in it, right?
I mean, I don't really know. I just think we're kind of dramatically inclined? That's a funny question. But like, I know that when my parents came here, they got involved because there was a lady at our church, and her name was Bonnie Goss. And she was heavily involved in RCLT, Roswell Communal Theater. And she was like, y'all should come and just try whatever. And so they went to some audition and they got hooked. And so they were very involved in the 80s and 90s whenever we were young. And so we kind of just went along with them. And that's how I kind of got introduced to the theater. And so they were very involved during our growing up years.
What was your first performance? Do you remember?
I don't. Let's see. So I think my first actual performance was the Spoon River Anthology, and it was directed by Fred McDonald, and he's passed away now, but he was a great director for RCLT. But my first like actual role where I did something was I worked backstage for a production, and I remember it was, I don't remember the title, but it was like Farndale something, the Women's Farndale, and it was like a parody of the Christmas Carol. Mm-hmm. And so it was this group that was doing a Christmas Carol. Yeah. And so I worked backstage, and we were throwing things back, on the stage, and it was a lot of fun. And it was just a really, I don't know, it was something that just got me hooked.
Somebody
to stagecraft.
Not that long. Well,
we did.
Long ago now.
We did.
After Wonka, right?
Yes.
Was it like
yes.
Jen Hudson and them?
Yes. I actually played the lead role.
Oh, okay.
In that same play, yes. In the same play that I worked backstage for years and years ago when I was a kid, I actually played the lead role. In that play. Yeah. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Yeah.
That was
it was a lot of fun.
That was a funny
It's
show.
Great.
And are you still at the same church where you grew up?
So no, I'm not actually. COVID kind of changed a lot of things, and so there was some things that happened, and my husband and I decided that we needed to go somewhere else. So no, we're not.
Is it another Nazarene church?
No,
okay.
No, it's not. It's not. Yeah, we're not. Yeah, active in the Nazarene church anymore. My parents still are, and I have several family members who are, and I'll always have I kind of always have a soft spot for the Nazarene church, but it's just, I don't know, right now in our journey, that's just not where we're at. So, yeah.
The church where you were a kid, were you saved there?
I was. So I remember, and it was kind of a process, so I can't exactly pinpoint in my memory, but I remember I had this amazing Sunday school teacher. So shout out to all Sunday school teachers because they're amazing, right? They make a huge difference. But her name was Betty, and she, I just remember over the course of several, probably months, just laying out the gospel message and just laying it all out. And then I remember that summer, I was in 5th grade, and that summer we always had church camp, kids camp, and then youth camp, of course, but at that point it was kids camp. And I just remember going to kids camp, and I had all of that stuff that she had laid the groundwork. And I didn't realize it at the time, but now looking back, I see it. I see the groundwork that she laid. And then at kids camp, they gave this altar call, and I was like, this is what I want. This is, and so that's how it happened. Yeah. So it was definitely a process for me. It wasn't like a boom, but yeah.
And was she there to see that?
She was not, but when I got back from church camp, I was able to tell her, and she was very
We were
happy.
talking about that one day, me and the youth guy here. And what can we do? What can we do? And then I was going to a meeting. He's like, man, why don't you ask those guys about someone over there? And I asked him. And he says, well, what you do is you teach them all this and you explain all this stuff. He says, and then they run off to their camp and their buddy tells them about it.
Right, yeah. No, but Sunday school teachers get a lot of credit. They really, and unfortunately, like, they don't always get to see it.
Right.
But they, like, she really laid the groundwork for me. And I don't think, if she hadn't done that, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
That's one of my hopes.
Yeah.
Like, once we go there, we can see the lines that were drawn.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
One person.
Yeah, so if you're a Sunday school teacher, like, seriously, you matter.
Yeah.
It's huge. Yeah. It's huge.
We've had the same one for forever, longer than I've been here. In fact, she was on the podcast and we were talking about it, and I asked her, when did you get with the youth?
Yeah.
And she was telling me that she started coming here in the 50s, and then I don't know, in the 60s or something like that. Someone said, "Can you fill in for a minute?"
Wow.
And I mean, she taught a class last Sunday. So
that's awesome. Like, that's huge.
She's filling in.
That's huge. Filling in for like 50 years. That's awesome. No, and it matters. It matters.
It does. Yeah.
It matters. Seriously. And she was not, like, young at the time, like, so I think age doesn't necessarily matter either in that kind of thing. Like, it matters, do you have a heart for people to know the Lord or not? Like, it doesn't matter.
Was she after you got back and were in her class, was she a big part of your discipleship, or how did that go? How'd you come to know Jesus? How'd you learn?
She wasn't a huge part of that because, like, kind of, after the summer you transitioned, and I was going into 6th grade.
Oh.
So then we went into the youth group. And so a lot of my discipleship kind of happened more in the youth group, not with her, because she was like for the younger kids. And but yeah, I had some youth workers that were instrumental.
Nice.
And they may not know it, but at the time they made a huge difference. And it's like one of those things, because I struggled with a lot of depression in my early years. Actually started in 5th grade, which is interesting, because I think, the enemy attacks us exactly where we're at, right? And I, became a born-again believer in the 5th grade, and that's when I started with my depression, and I think I just had a lot of attack in that time period. But anyways, I think youth workers and so forth, they don't necessarily see that they make a huge impact, but they do. Yeah. They really do. They do.
I mean, it's a calling. And you have to be interesting. You have to be fun, but you also you can't just be all fun.
Right.
Yeah, it's a huge balance.
Yeah.
Is that a ministry that you were ever involved in?
Absolutely. Like, I have such a heart for teenagers, because I know, I suffered with depression. Mm-hmm. I had a huge, it was very difficult. And so I know what these poor kids are going through, these teenagers. They're facing a lot of pressure from the world, and they don't necessarily know how to combat it, know? And so, I worked with teenagers for several years. Even before my own kids were in the teen group, I was working with teenagers, because I have a heart for that. I really do, because I think there's just a lot of pressure at that age. Mm-hmm. And I think once you can kind of get over that hump of all of the pressure that's coming on you, it's better. But yeah.
I know that, I don't know if you know this or not, but our daughters were in a youth thing together somewhere. I want to say like Bethel or something like that, because when we started going to the theater, my daughter would say, I know that.
At Kendra, right?
Yeah.
I think they went to was it Teen CBS?
I'm not sure. I just know that it was over. I think it was over at Bethel.
It was something. Yeah, I think
somewhere by Goddard.
I think it was Teen CBS, because that's where Teen CBS used to go. And I was one of the leaders, and I eventually became the teaching director for Teen CBS.
Oh, nice.
Right at the end, before we stopped doing it. It was right after COVID. Yeah.
Well, she
It was during COVID and then right after COVID. Yeah.
She ended up, I guess, not getting saved there, but ended up getting saved shortly after.
That's amazing.
After that,
I love that.
A regular old church service.
I love that.
But yeah, she had a good time there.
That's good, right? Foundations.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of foundations that get laid, I think, before people make that decision. Yeah. That's huge. That's great.
Yeah, she ran off to Kansas City too. I don't know what it is about Kansas City.
Kansas City. Yeah. My son is in North Carolina right now. He's a U.S. Marine, and he's stationed there. And so, yeah, it's kind of hard having your kids far away, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of lucked out because she went to Lubbock for like 3 or 4 years. So she was on her own and everything. But it was,
but it's close.
I could get there.
It's close.
Yeah, Kansas City.
Yeah. My son is like 1,653 miles away from me. I know the exact mileage.
How many hours is that?
I don't know, but 1,653 is a lot.
Your kids, I know that we had, when I say a questionnaire or whatever, you had talked about homeschooling your kids, and you said you believed you were called to that. How did that play out?
I was called to it. It was not something I wanted to do. It was something that I kind of fought. And my husband at the time, so my daughter was getting ready to go into kindergarten. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no. This is not for me. I do not want to do this. Like, no. And so we put our daughter in a private kindergarten. Mm-hmm. And my husband, kind of at the time, he was like, well, I mean, he didn't want to push me, but he was like, let's go to the homeschool convention in Albuquerque. There's a homeschool convention every year in Albuquerque. And he was like, let's go to that and let's just see, right? And so we went to this homeschool convention. It was the spring of her kindergarten year. And I had put her in private school at that point. I didn't know what I was going to do for first grade. I had no idea, but she was in a private school. And anyway, we went to this homeschool convention, and the first 2 seminars, the first day, we went together. Everything was fine. It was fine. And then the 3rd seminar, he was like, okay, I'm going to go to this one for dads, and you go to something else. And so I went to this other seminar, and I couldn't even tell you the title. But I remember I walked in the door and I had my first and only panic attack. I've never had one since. I've never had one before. And I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, it was an attack from the enemy. Mm-hmm. I know it was because I'm not a panicky person.
Right.
Like, that's just not something I struggle with. I struggle with other things, but not panic, right? Not anxiety. And so I walked in the room, it got tunnel vision, everything was dark, I couldn't hear anything, all I could feel was fear. And I just heard this voice that said, you can tell it to go away. And I said, you're right, I can. And I said, in my head, it wasn't out loud, but in my head I said, Jesus, make this stop. And it was like a light switch turned off. And I was like, what was that? And it was, I didn't have an audible voice or anything like that, but just a sensation inside of me that basically was telling me, this is what the enemy wants to do. He wants to keep you from doing what I'm trying to call you to do. Mm-hmm. And I said, okay, fine. If the enemy wants to stop me that bad, then I will do whatever it takes to not let that happen, right? Oh, yeah. And so I told Jesus, I said, I will do it, whatever. I don't want to, but I will do it. Mm-hmm. Because I was that convicted by the enemy trying to stop me. And I don't know if that makes sense to anybody else, but it made sense to me. Mm-hmm. And so I decided to do it. I took my daughter she finished her kindergarten year, and the following year, her first grade year, I started homeschooling. And we homeschooled all the way through. It probably wasn't about until she was in the 2nd grade, probably a year later, where I actually started to love it. Yeah. Because I remember God just showing me, like, look at the fact that you get to be your children's first discipler. Mm-hmm. Like, nobody else gets that privilege. You get it. Mm-hmm. Because they're in your home 24 hours a day, basically. You know, and it was just that realization to me made me say, this is such a privilege. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't trade it for the world. Right. You know.
What does God do to prepare somebody for something like that? I mean, are you just all of a sudden real good at math, or
no?
How do these things work?
Oh no, gosh! Yeah. I'll tell you what. I learned everything on the way. Mm-hmm. So everything, you know, a lot of stuff. I had a great curriculum. It was called My Father's World, mm-hmm. and it's put together by a Jewish couple. And they homeschooled all of their kids, and they wrote this curriculum, and it's a great curriculum. And I used that one almost all the way through, you know, my kids' education. And I basically learned a lot of things right along with my children. Mm-hmm. It wasn't, you know, I found a great math curriculum that had a video tutorial, mm-hmm. and the video teacher taught the lesson, yeah. And then I had a book where I could look at things, and I remembered a lot of stuff like from algebra and such. It wasn't too difficult, mm-hmm. but I had a book, and I just let the teacher teach it, and then if they had questions, I could look at the book and I could say, oh, let's work it out.
Right.
And honestly, like, you don't need to have a degree. Mm-hmm. You don't need to feel like you're super prepared, because I wasn't super prepared. You just need to be one step ahead of your children.
I see.
Honestly. And as long as you're one. And even if you're not, there are lots of programs out there, mm-hmm. that are.
Right. And do you guys, is there a community? I mean, I don't know nothing about
yes.
it. Is there a community of people? Do you network together?
Yeah. We had, so there's lots of community. There's actually more now than when mm-hmm. I was homeschooling. So this is, you know, several years. Both of my kids are graduated. Mm-hmm. My son graduated 2 years ago, so a little over 2 years ago. So, you know, but there's more now. Mm-hmm. There's homeschool groups. There's co-ops. There's lots of things that you can be a part of, and so it's not like you're out there on your own. There are lots of groups and things that you can take advantage of. Yeah. That's great.
And everyone's easily accessible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I mean, the curriculum that you buy into or whatever, does it come with this network and these emails of these people? Or
no, I mean, it depends on what you're getting. So, like, there are different things. There's, you know, classical conversations, which is like kind of a regimented thing where you go once a week and you've got a whole group of people that you're working with every week. That's a program, mm-hmm. Which is very good. It's a super great program. But there's almost like any avenue you could go for. Mm-hmm. You could do it all totally on your own and just do a co-op, or do a group. I did a homeschool group where we kind of met for like socialization and extracurricular activities. Sometimes we would do science experiments and different art activities and stuff like that, but it was nothing formal. Right? So there's any gamut. I mean, there's just the whole gamut of more regimented versus non-regimented, so you can go anywhere in between with homeschool. It's very I don't know what the word is, free. It's very free. Yeah.
Were your kids into athletics? And if so, what happens once they age out of the little league and get high school age? How does that?
Yeah. So in New Mexico, the statutes are that you homeschoolers can take part in extracurricular activities at the high schools.
Oh, okay.
So, and junior highs, actually. So if they wanted to play volleyball, for instance, they could just go to volleyball. Or if they wanted to be in band, they could be in band, and they could just go for the band class. I mean, there is that in our state. We have that available. My daughter actually did the orchestra at Roswell High.
Oh, okay.
When she was in high school, she played the violin for a couple of years in the orchestra at Roswell High.
Oh, and then you just submit their grades to them to make sure that they meet the GPA to.
You don't have to submit anything.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no. There's a liaison at that point. I don't know how it is now, but when my daughter was in high school, there was a homeschool liaison that we met with, and we just said, hey, she wants to be in orchestra. She takes the violin, and so they said, okay, here's the class. This is when it meets. And so she just went to the class, and that was it. Yeah.
I never knew about those.
It was easy. It wasn't hard. And if they had wanted, like I had talked to, at one point, my son was thinking about wanting to do cross country. So I just talked to the cross country coach at Roswell High, because we had to do it in the district that we were in.
Right.
So we're in Roswell High district. And so that was the school that we would have had to go to. So I talked to that coach, and he was like, oh yeah, here's our practices. This is what we're doing. He's, all they had to do was, he had to submit it to the school that we have a homeschool student, blah, blah, blah. And that was it. It was very easy.
Do they walk with their district, or how does that work whenever you're
graduation?
Whenever you're done? Yeah.
Oh, that I don't know. I did not have my kids walk because they didn't want to. They weren't interested. So we had a private graduation ceremony.
Oh, nice.
I issued them a transcript and a diploma, and which was good enough for the United States Marines to take. So, yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I was curious about that.
Yeah.
Looked into it. And then, of course, you go to like a Mardell's or something, and you just see wall-to-wall curriculum, and you're like, oh, this must be where those people go.
Right, yeah. No, I mean, a lot of stuff I got online. My daughter, so she is looking at some midwifery programs now. She wasn't originally, but now she is. And so, yeah, her transcript is, she actually, both of my kids, I had them doing dual credits when they got into high school. So they both have several college credits already before they graduated.
Yes.
So it's kind of like the early college program that is out here, except we did it kind of a la carte. I just did it for what I felt like they were able to handle. And but yeah, it was, so they both have, my son graduated I think with like 20 college credits.
Oh, nice.
My daughter had about 22 college credits when she graduated high school. Yeah.
Nice.
So
does your daughter, does she intend to follow suit in that and homeschool, or?
I think so. She's pretty, she's got 2 little girls, so I've got 2 grandchildren.
Isn't that awesome?
Amazing. It's like the most amazing thing in the world. I have a 2-year-old granddaughter and a 10-month-old granddaughter.
Yeah.
So yes, I think she is. I think she's planning on that. But I mean, obviously, it's a little early for that. But yeah.
That's neat.
Her husband was also homeschooled.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they know each other, or did they meet each other once they were older? Or?
They did. They met each other through some different homeschool things when they were young. And whatever. And then later, when they were almost graduated, they kind of started a relationship. They were both, I think she was 16, he was 17 at the time. Yeah, and so, but through church activities and that kind of thing. So.
Oh, they knew each other from the church also?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's cool.
Not
That's
from
nice.
the church that my daughter grew up in. So we had changed churches during COVID, which was right at that time period. And the church that we went to, that's where his family went. And so,
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you and your husband meet at church?
We did not. We actually met in high school. We went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So we're kind of high school sweethearts, as you will. He's a year older than me.
Yeah. And did he just not get the theater bug, or?
He's very talented. Like he's super talented with that. But no, he doesn't like the time involved.
Oh.
Like, it's just like, it takes too much time. I don't have, he's concentrated on other things. Right. And so, yeah, it takes too much time for his liking. It is. It's time consuming.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You have to be, more than just a couple of days.
Right.
And that's what you think. Like, I'm going to be over here for 3 days. But no, you need to be reading. And you need to be,
It's involved.
Yeah,
it's involved. Yeah. So.
And it's fun when it all comes together. And it's exciting.
Yeah.
Back to the when I was asking about the church, what is the biggest impact you have seen with the gospel in this area, either with homeschooling or in your church or in your life?
Gosh, I don't know. That's a hard question to answer. Impact with the gospel. I for me personally, I think just relationships in the local body is super important. Because from my own story, if I hadn't had some of those personal relationships, I honestly don't think I'd be here. Yeah. And so I think people building one-on-one relationships and just getting into the nitty-gritty of somebody else's life and helping them through, like mentoring them through things is huge. Yeah. And that, it takes time and it takes effort, and I think a lot of times people don't want to get in the mess of it, but I think that's the biggest impact. If we want to have an impact on people, that's what we need to do.
And do you feel also on the same note that is the best way to get the gospel out there?
I do. I absolutely do. I think just making relationships and really, getting into a person's life in a way that's so intimate that you're almost like a sister. You're almost like, in your case, a brother, right?
Right. Yeah.
It's a very intimate, like, let me walk life with you. Right. In every way that means. And if we can do that, that changes lives.
Yeah.
It does.
We have a similar saying around here. We call it doing life.
Yeah.
Because we're doing life together.
Yeah.
And so it takes a lot of inspiration from you, even when you look at the letters of Paul.
Yeah.
It's like, tell Billy I said hi.
Right.
Make sure Mark brings my coat.
Right.
Like he's doing life with
Bring those
people.
Manuscripts to me. Ellen, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see that. They love these people, and he's talking about them, and he has like the most important message you can have, and he sends it out. But he's also like, how are my brothers? How are these people? Like, man, I want to come visit you, so I long to come visit you.
Right. Yeah. Or you look at the individual letters that he wrote, like to Titus or to Philemon or whatever. It was just to that one person, and how passionate he was about, like, make sure this happens and do this, and I think about, like, no, I think if we really want to make an impact on people, we get real personal, and it's not necessarily broad.
Sure.
Like, it's not necessarily 100 people, but it's really deep with 3 or 4 people.
Right.
Over a long period of time, And I've experienced that. I've had some people that I've mentored for 3-4 years where it was just deep, but that was kind of the only person I was really working with at that time period. Yeah. So, and it makes a huge impact. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's huge, and you get to see the growth.
The growth.
Sometimes it's exciting because God does all the work, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's, man, sometimes he's like, all right, I'm gonna let you watch a second of this.
You get to be the sideline, the photographer on the sideline. Right. It's just like, this is amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, that's great. It's great.
Let me watch 3 more.
I don't think there's anything better than that. Like, I, can think of, a few people in my life where I know that I made an impact because of the time that I spent with them. And to see at the end, like, just them walking and
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I couldn't ask for more.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
And the same thing with my kids, like, cause I feel like I got, like, my Lord told me, you get to be their first discipler.
Right.
You're the first one that gets to pour into them and be all this, you know. And so watching the fruit of that is like, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then you end up, because you're doing life together, you just end up doing things. You end up going to the football games.
Right.
I'm sure you've had people
Yeah.
join you at the theater.
Yeah.
Things like that. Just being in your life.
Yeah.
Speaking of theater, can you tell us about kind of how that journey went for you? Being involved in the.
From the first, like, so when I was a kid, my parents, there was a great little old lady at our church, and she was involved in the Roswell Community Little Theater, and her name was Bonnie Goss. And she had, she started this group at our church. It was called Christian Drama Group.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents got involved with that, and she told them, oh, you should come and get involved in the theater. And so we had the Christian Drama Group at our church, and then we had gone to the theater. And I was 12 when I did my first official play at RCLT, and it was all because of her. It was because of Bonnie Goss.
And was that in the old?
It was at the old building on Virginia. Yep, North Virginia.
I never got to. I met you guys after you're already at the new place, but I
Yeah.
had an uncle who had done some
gosh.
stuff over there.
That building. It was like mold and spider ridden.
I always hear stories.
Terrible.
I was never there, but I always hear stories about there was just a column in the middle of it.
Yes,
So if you're in an
yes.
outside scene, it could be a tree, but other than that, you're just hit.
Yeah, no. There's a post in the middle of the aisle
Yeah.
going down in the thing, and then on the stage there's a post in the middle of the freaking stage, right? Yeah, no, it was a thing. And so we always were trying to figure out, how do we work around this post? Like, what do we do with this thing? Yeah, it was a thing. But
That's why I go.
and the ceiling was like this big. It was like tiny, you know, I mean, yeah, it was.
How has nobody hit that building?
I don't know. I think people actually have hit that
have they?
building.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Every time I drive down
But
to Virginia,
it's not torn down yet, so I don't know. I wish they would tear it down and fix the road, because it's kind of
what
kinda
is it?
scary.
Is it just an empty building now?
it's empty, yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Originally, you want to know what the building originally was?
What's that?
So it was originally the building where they showcased the pigs and the chickens at the New Mexico State Fair.
Oh,
It
wow.
used to be that's where the state fairgrounds used to be. The Southeast New Mexico State Fair used to be.
I did not know.
Yeah, yeah. And that building where we had our productions was the building where they showcased the livestock.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a neat
They
piece
would,
of history.
yeah, right? They would take the little livestock up on the stage, and everybody would bid on the... Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Do you feel that being involved in the theater, I mean, do you feel that it's helped you in your ministry and in your walk?
I mean, ministry definitely, I think, because I feel like it's kind of one of the only places I really go, honestly, where I see non-believers. Other places I'm pretty much surrounded by believers, and so they're not always. And so it's a good place to be the light. It's a good place to just act like a Christian, and not be, to kind of show them something that might be different from what they normally see.
Because you'll see some things in the arts with any of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. For sure. And so that's kind of in the arts, generally speaking. It's kind of a dark place in a lot of ways. So yeah, it's been a definitely a blessing for me, because I see it as a place where I can build relationships with people that don't necessarily know Christ,
Right.
and so that's a good thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
It's
I
a
can
good
see
thing.
that.
Yeah. So I mean, I kind of think that if we just constantly surround ourselves with people that know Christ, that are already walking with Christ, then what are we really doing? Are we really spreading the gospel?
Right.
Maybe not. But
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to take it to people who haven't heard.
that don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or yeah. So it's good.
And you, outside of there, the Bible Teller, are you still doing that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I kind of started Bible Teller back when I was working with teenagers, and I was like, I wanted a place for, to put stuff that I was thinking about the Bible and about the Word and different things like that, and so it's something I'm kind of toying with, starting a biblical life coaching program.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet, but yeah, Bible Teller is something that I'm open to speaking at events like youth groups and camps and different things like that, women's retreats and that kind of thing. Because I feel like I have a lot of experience to share, and so I want to do that. So,
Now,
yeah.
is the Bible Teller a character, or do you become Ruth or whoever?
Yeah, so I call myself the Bible Teller because it's kind of a play off of storytelling. And I use biblical stories to convey, moral messages or messages that I feel like are on my heart. I've also written a few monologues that are from the viewpoint of certain biblical characters. For example, the woman at the well. I have a monologue that I've written where I perform it. I perform that in costume. Her story. I've got another one of the two people that were walking on the road to Emmaus. So the one that's not named, there's the one that's called Cleopas, and the other one's not named. Well, I've got the version of his wife.
Oh, okay.
And so there's that. I wrote one for Mary, the mother of Jesus, like years after, so she's kind of like reflecting on everything that happened. So I wrote that, and then I've got some other like little reflections that I've written, one on Moses and one on Peter. So
where can people see these?
So those are performances that I perform. So if you're wanting me to come and perform them, I can come and perform them at any time. Yeah, so they're written pieces.
Nice.
Yeah, like theatrical pieces, essentially.
Right. And how does somebody get a hold of you to do that?
So if you're interested in any of those pieces, you can go to thebibleteller.com and inquire there. You could also, I think it's bibleteller828@gmail.com. That's my email.
Okay.
But the website's probably the best place because there's a forum and my email's there. Yeah.
And I'll figure out how to.
Yeah. TheBibleTeller.com is the best, easiest way. And I've also got a Facebook page, which is The Bible Teller on Facebook. So, yeah.
And then
I'm not super active there because it's not something that I've really pursued.
Right.
But I think it's going to be something that I'm going to pursue in the future because it's,
And your current pursuit, I know that you're going into coaching, but you're also your marketing, right? You're helping.
Right. So my business, on the business side, my business is Squirrel Marketing, and I basically help businesses get seen online. So I do digital marketing for small businesses, and that just kind of pays my bills. Yeah, or at least it's supposed to, anyways. But yeah, I help businesses get seen online and help them do their marketing online.
Oh, okay.
So.
And how'd you get into that?
So before I had kids, I worked in a sign shop, and I learned graphic design kind of just by default. I did a lot of sign work. I learned how to make signs, do vehicle graphics, and all that kind of stuff. And when I had kids, I kind of backed out of that and just went home to raise my kids. And then, of course, I homeschooled. Well, during all of that time, I homeschooled for 14 years. But on the side, I did graphic design for people. So if they wanted flyers or business cards or banners or whatever, websites, whatever, I just kind of did whatever job came my way. When my son graduated high school, which was 2 years ago, I decided to go full-time with graphic design and website building. And Squirrel Graphics was born.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Do you do social media?
I do.
As well?
Yes. So if people need help with social media, I do that.
Do you feel that websites are going away for that, or do you feel like they're both as active?
So I'm kind of the persuasion that there's a system involved.
Okay.
So a website is important, but so is social media. And so is a Google business profile. And so is any other, blog is important. It's kind of like there's this whole system of things that really helps you be seen online. And if one piece is not there, it's not as effective.
That makes sense.
So yes, websites are important, but it's not the end all be all. You got to have all the other pieces in order to boost up your visibility online.
I see.
Yeah.
And what kind of businesses do you typically help? Just whoever calls you?
Right. So obviously anybody who calls me, I will be glad to help you and advise you. But my best businesses that I work really well with are home service businesses. So plumbers, roofers, HVAC guys, handyman, that kind of thing, because I really know how to dial in and get them seen online really well. So.
And then, do you maintain these sites for them, or do you teach them? Do you run them through a school on here's how?
So either or, I can do it for you for a maintenance fee, monthly maintenance fee, or there are some customers that I just want to do it myself. I show them how to do it, and they do it, and that's it. Yeah.
And how does someone get a hold of you for that?
So for Squirrel Marketing, I have a website, which is nuttymarketing.com. You can also email me at alethea@nuttymarketing.com. So yeah.
Where does the squirrel stuff come from?
Squirrel. So my whole thing, so it's kind of twofold. So when you're driving down the road and you go squirrel,
Yeah.
right? That's kind of the marketing idea, is that we want to distract from. Obviously, driving is kind of a bad analogy, but we want to distract from whatever you're looking at and say, oh, look over here. This is what we want you to see, right? And so there's that. Also, my brain kind of works like, oh, squirrel.
Right.
Squirrel. Like, and so that's kind of how my brain works. And so it just seemed like the natural.
I was always curious about that, and then your email too for years. I'm like, where's this Peachy?
Peachy. So Peachy was incidentally, I had a nickname in high school, Peachy, and people called me Peachy. Nobody calls me that anymore except for my little sister. That's it. Nobody calls me, but I still have that email from high school.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
this new adventure.
Yes.
Coaching. Can you tell me about this? I'm
super excited because, my heart, honestly, if I want to boil everything down, my heart has always been mentorship and coaching, like teaching, coaching, and helping people move into a new, place. And so I am really looking at starting a biblical life coaching business, and I'm not exactly sure what that's going to look like yet, because this is brand new for me. But I've been going through some personal development courses lately, and one of them is just helping me get over the scripts that have been kind of running my life unconsciously. And so if I could help people do that same thing, I think that would be really amazing, because I've found so much freedom in that. First of all, just realizing the fact that there's these unconscious scripts that are running our lives that we don't know are there, and we didn't realize how we wrote these scripts or when we wrote these scripts. They're just there. They're unconscious. And so realizing that and going, oh, wow, you mean I've been acting this way because I had this unconscious script all this time? And then learning how to rewrite that script, that's huge.
That is cool.
Huge.
And then you get to see the people's growth and how they help. The full disclosure here, I suffer from an imposter syndrome, like to the point it wakes me up at night. Right.
We need to do some script work, Josh. Like, seriously, I would love to help you. I would love to walk you through some script stuff, because it was huge for me learning this stuff. And I started this journey kind of back in October last year. And in myself, personally, I've seen so much improvement. And I'm like, wow. I mean, just the fact that I realized that script was there was like huge. And then now I just went to this seminar this past month in Austin, and learning how to rewrite that script. That's another huge step, and it's just really cool. It's really amazing.
Nice.
And freeing. Super freeing, because I'm like, oh gosh, like I didn't realize that I was working off of this script of like, I'm not worthy and I'm not enough and I don't matter. What I say doesn't matter. Well, now that doesn't matter.
So let's say if someone comes to you and they need a coach, how long is somebody with you? How long are you mentoring somebody? Is this the rest of their life? Is this a quick fix?
So I'm looking at a year program is what I'm looking at developing. Yeah. So, a 12-month program, and it's something that, there's work involved. It's not something where you just think you're going to sign up and, I don't got to do anything. No, there's going to be some work involved, and it's going to be, right, there's going to be some difficult stuff that you got to work through. I have in the last several months, there's a lot of stuff I'm like, oh my gosh, I got to throw that off, and I got to throw that off, and there is work involved. But I think, I'm looking at a 12-month program, and I'm thinking it's going to be kind of intensive, but well worth it.
Intensive meaning somebody is going to spend a day with you out of the week, or weeks with you out of a month?
I mean, I would say probably there's going to be a monthly intensive call, so probably 1 to 2 hours. And then there's going to probably be a quarterly, I don't know, I want to call it event, but something quarterly where we're doing a serious intensive. So that's probably a day. So like a Saturday, working through some things. And then, and there's probably going to be weekly check-ins, which won't be super difficult. They could probably be text check-ins or email check-ins, that kind of thing. But yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at.
Right. And where are you going biblically? Where does that?
I mean, biblically, I am very biblically based because I just believe in the Word. And I just think that the Word has got the answer to every problem that we could ever come up with. So I'm not sure how to answer that question, but yeah, I mean, it's super.
Is it more showing someone that they're made in God's image?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what I meant versus
Yes.
follow this
Yes.
path and this path.
No, I'm thinking, like, for me, it's definitely got to be biblically based because I don't, like, the word is so important to me. I feel like, I love the word. I love the word of God. It's the only other thing that's important to me is the voice of the Spirit, honestly. And I think they work together. So yeah, that would be, something that's foundational to whatever I build. And I can't really tell you right now exactly because I haven't built that program yet, but I'm kind of in the process of like working all of that out because this is brand new as of like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I see. Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty brand new.
So yeah, it's gonna, but yes, obviously the word is gonna be absolute foundation because I think it's super important. So yeah.
Now, outside of the word, who else feeds you as far as authors or speakers, that kind of thing?
Golly, I mean, I love so like I've got a number of little podcasts that I listen to. Heidi St. John is probably one of my favorite people. She's a homeschool person, and so that's probably why I like gravitate towards her. But she's in Oregon. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She is, again, like I said, in the homeschool community. So if you're in the homeschool community, you know Heidi St. John probably. She's just amazing. I just love her fire and her. She's always stands on the word, and but she is kind of geared toward the homeschool stuff, and so I definitely love and family homeschool, that kind of thing. So I love listening to her. I got some other people, Eric Metaxas, who I just adore. Have you ever heard of Eric?
No, I haven't.
Gosh, you need to read his books. He's awesome. He's a patriot, and he just is. Like his thing right now is mostly just getting people to see the biblical foundation of our country. And so his brand new book is called Revolution, and it's all about the American Revolution and how the people that were involved in the Revolution were biblically based. Like they had biblical foundation for why they were doing what they were doing, and just very good. I love his book, If You Can Keep It, which is what Benjamin Franklin said
about the Republic.
Yeah. If you can keep it. If you can keep it. And aren't we on the danger of not being able to keep our republic?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So, very cool. I love him. I watch his podcast almost religiously.
Is there anyone that you're following or trying to learn from as far as coaching?
As far as coaching, so I've got a mentor right now. His name is Jace Souder, and he primarily has programs for speakers and coaches. And he is a Christian, although he markets to everybody, not just Christians. And so a lot of times in his program you get all kinds of people, which is kind of interesting. But he is very biblically based, and he doesn't make like apologies for that. He says all the time in his trainings, like, this is what I believe, and this is why I believe it. Here's what God says. You don't have to believe what I believe, because he does market to other people, and so, but I really appreciate him, and I like a lot of his stuff, and so actually his training right now is what I'm going through for the coaching stuff.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, God's principles work.
Absolutely. They work.
On everybody.
Whether you believe in God or not. And that's kind of what he says. He's like, dude, this is a spiritual principle, whether you believe in the God of Jesus Christ or not.
Yeah, what he said will work. If you
It's
do
still
everything he said,
it's
your
still
life
gonna
will be
work
better.
if
Yeah.
you follow the principle. It's gonna follow. The results will follow, and so yeah. But
Right.
I like him a lot. So yeah. Anyways, that's the program I'm in currently.
Nice. And then you plan to launch once you're done with that?
I will probably launch before I'm done. But yes, that's kind of the thought.
Oh, nice.
A little nervous about it
Yes, I
because
bet.
it's literally brand new.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
bet how exciting.
It is
That's
exciting.
exciting.
it is exciting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what else can I. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I don't know if you know, but I just finished editing my first novel,
Okay.
which I'm super excited about. On Sunday, I finished the first edit, and I sent it out to beta readers on Monday. So I'm doing a lot of things.
What is it about?
So it is, I'm really excited about this. You have to know, it is a historical fiction, and it is about, have you ever heard of Rudolf Diesel?
No.
So Rudolf Diesel is the inventor of the diesel engine. And he disappeared on September 29th, 1913, and nobody knows what happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Did he really disappear? Die?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, right? So my novel is a what if this is what happened.
Uh-huh.
So officially, the history says he committed suicide.
Mm-hmm.
But there are historical discrepancies that would point to something else happening. So nobody really knows.
So in your book, is he on an adventure? Is he like came
Yeah.
from kung fu? Is he
Yes.
helping
So
people?
Rudolf Diesel was an incredible man. He was a genius, first of all. He was a millionaire also because he had sold patents for his engine and all of this stuff. And there is evidence to suggest that both the Kaiser at the time, because it's World War One, right before World War One, and Rockefeller were out to get him because his engine was disrupting all of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
And because it was literally the most efficient engine that had ever been created at the time. It was sparkless. All of the engines at the time were steam driven, so you had to like stoke the fire, get them running. Blah, blah, blah. His engine literally was the only internal combustion engine in existence at the time. And so it started with a sparkless ignition, which didn't require fuel.
Right.
So it was huge. And so there is evidence to suggest that perhaps somebody wanted to take him out of the way. Anyway, so my novel just kind of explores that.
Nice.
And it's really exciting because I'm getting ready to pitch it to some publishers. So
When do you anticipate that being out?
well, it depends. So next, let's see, on the 24th, I'm going to a writers' conference where I'm going to pitch it to some agents, publishers. We'll see what happens. But I'm leaning towards self-publishing. So I actually have sent it out. I've got 6 beta readers I sent it out yesterday. Literally yesterday to my beta readers, and so they are supposed to get it back to me by the middle of June, and once I have that back I can make final adjustments, edits, whatever, and then I can decide whether or not I want to go for traditional publishing, which will probably take a year or more. If I do self-publishing, I can probably have it out by the fall.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
That's exciting.
Super
Why'd you decide
excited.
to write a book?
Well, I don't know. I love historical fiction. I'm a huge reader. I read 50 books every year. And I just love to read, and I love historical fiction. And this story just captivated me. And I started writing it the day, I can give you the date because I went back and looked at it. December 13th, 2023 was the first day that I wrote anything on this, and the story just captivated me. It's just an incredible story Like, did he really commit suicide?
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody make him disappear, or did
Right.
somebody take him?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a question, and it captivated me, and so I was like, I'm gonna write my version.
Yeah, that's me.
So it's a spy novel.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
like he's in a
1913
lab
spy novel.
somewhere they're trying to make him make something, or
It's
or
totally
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
It's a thought, and I did extensive research.
Uh-huh.
Like, I feel like I know Rudolph Diesel better than almost anybody on the planet.
Now, was it his engine or was it the Cummins? I know one of them that runs off of that is not supposed to work.
I don't know. His original engine, ran off of any oil you put in it.
Wow.
You could put peanut oil, corn oil, at the time, Mexican crude oil, which was super cheap at the time in 1913. They were, and Rockefeller was having a fit because it was outperforming all of his coal gas engines, which were run on coal gas at the time. And so it was cheaper, it was more efficient, it took up less space, it was smaller. I mean, all these things. So it was just a better engine. And they, Rockefeller did a lot of things to, like,
to stay
right?
to stay on top.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you also had the Kaiser at the time too, the German Wilhelm II was very much like, oh no, German, because Rudolf Diesel was German, he was Bavarian. And so, there was that whole aspect of, on the eve of World War I, we've got to keep German assets for Germany and don't share it. And he kept pressuring Diesel, and that's all legitimate historical data. He was pressuring Diesel to not share it with anybody. And so there's evidence to suggest perhaps there was a, German spy.
Yeah. That's neat. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun.
It's a good story. It's just a good story. Like, I like good stories, and there's conspiracy and all this stuff. So it's great.
So
anyway.
You're an author, you're an actress, you're a marketer, you're fixing to be a coach, you're a homeschooler, a mom, a wife, all of these things. But my understanding from us talking is that all of these things should not be due to something that happened to you.
Oh.
Is that something you would?
Yeah. So I was in a car accident, December 9th, 1999. I was 19, or I had just turned 20. So I was 20 years old, just a month after I had turned 20. And the car accident was pretty severe. So I lost a third of my pancreas. It broke, crumbled, and the surgeons cleaned that out. My spleen ruptured. I broke 4 ribs. I punctured my left lung, and I had a 3-inch rip in my esophagus.
Wow.
And so all of that from a car accident. I was a passenger in this car. I was in the back seat and had a lap belt, and what happened was the belt snapped, so the bolt broke, and I tumbled inside. The driver hit black ice on a bridge, and he lost control, and we flipped off the road. So I tumbled in the car. They're not sure if I fell out of the car, because when they found me, I was halfway in the car and halfway out of the car. So they're not sure if it rolled over me or not. It's possible. But anyway, that's what happened. I had all of those injuries, and I had this esophageal rip, which leaked gastric fluid for 7 days. They tried to find it. The doctor here in Roswell went in twice to find the leak and couldn't find the leak, and so they sent me to Albuquerque. And on the 7th day, they found it in the back. They went in behind my lungs, and they found the rip, and eventually they took out 6 inches of my esophagus. And so they capped it. So I had a spirostomy and I had a feeding tube. And they didn't expect me to make it because I'll just tell you the statistics of that injury. A gastric leak is huge. If you have a gastric leak, you have a 50% chance of living if they find it within 24 hours. My leak went for 7 days. There's nobody on record that has survived for that long with a gastric leak. That's just pouring into your insides. So I have massive scarring all inside of my body because of that. So I deal with a lot of pain from that. Any rate, so December 9th is my accident. Christmas Day, my heart stopped twice, and they basically told my family, she's not going to make it, you need to say goodbye. And my dad told the surgeon, that's fine what you say, but we're going to keep praying because we serve a God who answers prayers. And they kept praying, and it was, for whatever reason, I didn't die. And after, I think it was a week later, the surgeon comes in and says, well, maybe she's going to make it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And so, and here I am. I had like I said, I had a spirostomy and a feeding tube for 13 months after that. So I went 13 months with a feeding tube, which was probably the hardest 13 months of my entire life. I don't really remember the accident much. I don't really remember the hospital stay, very little of that. I kind of joke with people that, oh yeah, I was addicted to morphine. Because I was. Yeah. And so I went on this regimen afterwards to get off the morphine and all of that. But I had a reconstruction surgery 13 months later. And they reconstructed my digestive tract, basically. So, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Is that, you have not wasted your second chance.
Well, I hope not. I hope not.
These things that you're doing.
Like maybe that's part of why I do so much, because I'm like, I don't want to waste what God has given me. Like, I'm going to do everything I could do. I don't know. Yeah.
That's awesome. I never knew that.
Yeah.
Well, that's just even cooler that you that you do all these all these things, because you almost did none of these.
I
things.
Shouldn't be here. Medically speaking, I should be dead. Yeah. Yeah. But God.
Yeah.
But God.
Praise God.
Yeah.
He brought you through that.
Yeah.
You say that but God, are you referring to the book about the kid who was in the accident that he ended up living? Oh, it's actually on my shelf there.
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
What is it?
It's called But God.
Oh, but God, I should read that. No, I need to read that. No, I've never read that.
Yeah, it's really good. He was on I forget the story. It was, they were on their way back from a basketball game or something.
Oh, yeah.
Wrecking a car, and he had.
Oh, gosh.
But another thing, he shouldn't have lived, and he
Right.
shouldn't have walked, and they say he's never going to walk again. He's never going to talk again. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, he walks out on stage, tells you the gospel.
Right? Yeah. But God.
Right.
That is but God, right there.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
I love it. No, I haven't read that. I need to read that.
I'm about 50% sure it's on that shelf. If it is, when we're done here, I will.
I'll have to
hand it to
grab
you.
it.
But,
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
I'll pull it on my Kindle.
It is a good one. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, you're welcome to,
Oh my
to
gosh.
take that. Yeah, it's on the third row there.
I see it.
Yeah.
Yep, but God. Oh my gosh. No, I just say that because it's like, there's no other explanation.
Yeah.
There's no other explanation. I shouldn't be here. I shouldn't have 2 kids. I have 2 kids after my accident.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I shouldn't be able to walk and eat and talk and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
but God.
Yeah,
And
that's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
And what a great example that your dad said in the hospital too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, no, we're gonna keep praying.
Well, we'll keep praying. That's fine what you say. But yeah. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Well, I could tell you some wild stories of like just the only things I remember were like drug induced, so wild stories. But anyway.
Well, that's awesome. I'm glad you made it through there, obviously, because we're friends, and thank you so much for your time.
Yeah.
Thank you for
fun.
coming here and doing the podcast. And anytime you want to come back, if you have something to promote, man, I'd love to get you back in here when you're done with your book, or when you start your
when I get my coaching going, I will give you the whole layout.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, and then we can promote it a little bit that way.
Yeah, thanks.
I ask everybody who comes on here, do you have a favorite hymn or religious song?
Oh gosh, there's so many. I always say, like, I just love to be in the throne room. Mm-hmm. That's what I call it when I worship. It's like I go into the throne room and I just am like entered in, And so I could, almost any song that gets me there is a favorite.
Nice.
But I will say, oh shoot, what's the name of it? It's a hymn. It's an old hymn. And now I can't remember the name. Shoot. Isn't that always the way? It'll come to me later.
Oh,
Watch.
yeah, you'll be singing it for a
I'll
month.
be singing, right? No, I can't remember. Dang it. Oh my gosh. No, but seriously, I'm kind of like, I've got a playlist on my Spotify. Mm-hmm. And it's called Throne Room. I just call it Throne Room because it's just like any song that just helps me enter into the presence of God, to me, is golden. And so I don't know that I could really pick a favorite. What's the name of that hymn?
How about a favorite verse, passage, or a story?
Okay, so... favorite passage in the Bible, I've got two. I mean, again, they're all my favorite because they're all like so good. But in the New Testament, so one of my favorite little passages is Romans 8:28 and 29. And mostly that's because when I was in the hospital with my accident, I remember this was towards the end of my hospital stay when I was like coming out of it, and I remember asking my mom, and I said, why did God do this to me? And my sweet mom, so wise, she just told me, she said, I don't know why he did this. I don't know why he allowed it, but I do know Romans 8:28, which says, all things work together for the good of those who love God, who have been called according to his purpose. And I remember thinking about that. That's right. Like, all things work together. It doesn't matter what it is, good, bad, ugly, it's going to work for my good because I love God. I've been called according to his purpose. Years later, I remember looking at that verse, and I remember looking at the very next verse, which is Romans 8:29, which says, those he foreknew, he also called to be conformed to the likeness of his Son. So, all things work together for the good of those who love God because he's conforming you to be the likeness of his Son.
Right.
This is what he's doing, and this is why. Mm-hmm. And so, for me, those two verses sum up the entire human existence. He's working everything for your good because he wants you to look like Christ. And when I could latch on to that, I could go through anything. Because anything, not eating for 13 months, it's going to make me look like Christ. It's okay, right? All the pain that I've suffered, all the whatever, It's going to make me look like Christ, and that is doable. And so yeah, I would say that's my favorite passage because that means so much to me.
That's awesome. That's a good one. Well, one last thing, unless you have something that you need to share or get out there, and if you do, that's great. Otherwise, would you dismiss us with a word?
Oh, word of prayer. Yeah, absolutely. Oh gosh. Well, Jesus, I just I don't know. I come to you just in humility and gratitude because I think about all the things that you've done for me and all the things that you have led me through and brought me through, and I just thank you so much. And I pray, Lord, that for anybody listening to this, there would be a spark in their soul. A spark in their soul. If they don't know you, that it would spark in them to want to know you. And if they do know you, Lord, then I pray that it would be a super encouragement to them, that it would just be something that they would say, oh yeah, that's my God. I'm so excited that I serve that God. I thank you so much for Josh, and I thank you for what he's doing with his podcast and for what he's doing with his life and his ministry, and I just pray blessings upon that. And as we leave, Lord, we just give you all the glory. And in your name we pray, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And again, thank you.
You're welcome.
So much for...
That's good.
Hey, Josh again. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Be sure to like and follow us on Spotify or wherever you get your podcast. And if you enjoyed it, leave us a review. It'll help others be able to find us. Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook at the Go Therefore Podcast, and check out our website at thegothereforepodcast.com. Thank you and have a blessed day.